Hi everyone, today we're here with Kelly Huvera and she is the program coordinator for the EMS program here at Cochise College, which goes with the EMT and the paramedicine programs.
Hello,
So can you give us a short description of the EMT program, please?
I would love to. And just so that everyone is aware, we have these flyers also in the front of the downtown center. So if you're interested in this program and you'd like to swing by and pick up one of these or stop in and speak to us, you're able to do that. But what I'd like to tell you about the EMT program today is that it's one semester long. Usually our courses are held in the evenings, so you could either pick a Monday, Wednesday, or a Tuesday, Thursday course, and they run from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So, this works well for people that are in the workforce. It is a very demanding course. It is an 8-credit class, and it is a fast pace. And really, at the end of this, you would hopefully be prepared and qualified to then go out and get the certificate and begin work in this career field in emergency medicine. So there are various job opportunities available for EMTs in our community. You can work either with a fire department, you could work with a transport company, you could work in a hospital emergency room or an urgent care. And so all of our students that are graduating from Cochise College really are not having any difficulty finding work as EMTs. Those jobs are out there. And, it's really a good place to get started if this is your passion, if you think that this might really excite you. So in our EMT class, typically we have 2 experienced instructors that work as a team as far as teaching students, and there's not much as far as prerequisites go to get into the EMT program. You need to be able to read at the 12th grade level, and so you would be tested for your reading abilities upon entrance. And then you would, there are a few requirements like obtaining a fingerprint clearance card and things like that. And all of the items that you would need for the course are listed on this flyer. It basically breaks down all of the costs also, and so you would know exactly what you're looking at. The overall estimated cost, because it's an 8-credit course and you'll be doing a lot of hands-on in the lab, and we're here in our classroom where you will receive some of the lectures and some of the labs, and we'll show you around the corner here in a minute. But we also will do clinicals out in emergency rooms and ride-alongs with the fire department. And so you'll have a really well-rounded experience in this course.
And the fees, that includes some insurance for the students, correct?
Yes. So it covers, this total cost estimated is around $1,754. And that is going to include your tuition, your lab fees, insurance, all of the different tests that you have to take in order to be certified as an EMT, and estimating the different costs for books and uniform and equipment and things like that that you're going to need. Now, I do also love to tell students about other opportunities for assistance on maybe coming up with this money for these fees. And so we have various scholarships here at Cochise College, and recently learned of a particular scholarship that the fire departments are offering. Those folks that are employed currently with the fire department and that want to pursue this type of career,
That's great.
they're offering scholarships. Sierra Vista Fire Department, and also Arizona at Work. And so Arizona at Work is an outside agency, but they also do help support our students, and they're located here at the downtown center. So it does make it easy for them to stop in and find out more about what they have to offer, and they've helped a lot of our students in the past.
That's great. What do you think is, I know a bunch of it's probably exciting, but what do you think is some of the top exciting things about your program?
Well, I know that the students that come into medicine, they have a calling for it, and emergency medicine really takes a special person that they have that adrenaline drive, and they like to get out there and help people. And so with that passion, I think that the students, once they get the basis of their training and they get into the clinical experience in the emergency room and then that ride along, I think those are typically highlights that the students report back, some of those neat experiences that they get.
That's great. And so, you already answered that one. So let's go ahead and talk, how does the EMT program, does that transition over to the paramedicine program?
It does, and in fact, you would have to complete the EMT program in order to be eligible for entrance into the paramedic program. And when we're talking about the medical fields in fire, in the fire departments, you're either qualified as an emergency medical technician or as a paramedic. And so the paramedic is next level. And really, you know, this is a profession that is prideful. You know, one semester and you can launch your career with EMT. And that would set you up nicely to gain some experience and get ready for paramedicine. And so paramedicine is a lot more challenging. It is a 14-month program, and we go almost year-round. So the paramedic program, you do have to qualify to get in. So after you've obtained your EMT, then you would have to take an entrance test and score 75% or higher on that, and then go through an application process with us. Right now we have a class of 12. So our paramedic classes are usually smaller, and you get a lot more one-on-one training, which is fantastic. And all of the fire departments in Cochise County are really involved with our program. And so, again, there will be no struggle to find employment at graduation. For the entrance exam, that happens in the summer, and your applications all have to be turned in the summer. If you have any other questions about that, again, we have another handy flyer, but you can always stop by the downtown center and talk to us and find out more information. The paramedic program is a little unique because you can work all the way through each course. Each course is 8 weeks. So we start with PMD 101 and we work all the way through PMD 206 in that 14-month time frame. It usually starts in May, and then we will end the following year in September. And so it has a strange overlap. So at the end of the program then, our paramedic students, they have to pass our national registry, which is our final exam. And so that makes them eligible to go on for their license.
And so with that, if they happen to move away from Cochise County or just move out of the state, that would go ahead and travel with them?
Absolutely. We are accredited nationally which is a big deal, and we're quite proud of that. Our program, you will have your Arizona state license after you complete those tests, but you will also be on the national registry.
Oh.
And so, you know, our students that walk away from Cochise College Paramedic Program it's considered a certificate program. But I also wanted to let you guys know that we do have an associate's degree, a path for that. After you finish the paramedic program, you can go on and continue with a few more classes and then walk away with that 2-year degree on top of the certificate and your license. So the associate's degree path, right now it sets at about 74 credits. And overall, I think that our paramedic program, the cost is somewhere in the ballpark of around $8,000 currently. And that's for the whole kit and caboodle. But if you're working as an EMT with an agency, then many of the agencies sponsor our students in the paramedic program.
Oh, that's good.
And so, you know, this EMT really is a foot in the door, and then your agency would support you in your schooling, and then going on to get that 2-year degree then allows students to go on and get promoted within their departments. And so we have a really awesome setup here at Cochise for students that are interested in this field.
And now we'll go ahead and see all the different fun equipment that the EMS program has for students to use while you're taking classes here.
Okay, so if you can scan around, I'm not sure, I don't want to make you dizzy, but we have a big lab area in our classroom, and we do a lot of hands-on training, both in EMT and paramedicine. So on this table, I put out some different mannequins that we work with when we're learning about airways and how to manage an airway, and talking about oxygenation and those types of items. So we have lots of hands-on equipment to learn with and get proficient in that skill. So moving over to this table, I put out again some more equipment that we use pretty frequently. The AED, the automated external defibrillator, or a monitor that we use more in paramedicine, really learning about heart rhythms and how to treat the medical problem associated with different heart rhythms.
Cool.
And so lots of learning with those two items. And then on this table, I set out, we might come around this side, we set out
This
IV
is going the wrong
arms.
way. Okay, there we go.
IV arms and hands, and the students do learn how to access IV in both adults, children, infants, and also how to start an intraosseous IV in the bone marrow. And so in an emergent situation, they may need to have access via that route. So they learn a variety of different approaches, as well as pharmacology and medication administration. So learning about all the medications and how to deliver those medications is a big part of the job.
Yeah.
Over here, we have like a suite. And so we have a restroom, and we have a mock bedroom. And in the mock bedroom, we'll turn the light on in here for you. We'll run scenarios so that students can really get the sense of being in somebody's apartment or in somebody's home and
Navigate everything.
treating their emergency and then transporting them.
Oh,
And so learning how to get somebody on a backboard or on a gurney, or wedged between the toilet and the bathtub,
oh yeah.
you know, all of those are some skills that you would learn in this class. And we have models set up for you to learn on. And then, you know, we have mannequins that you can intubate. Just last week, the students were learning how to put nasogastric tubes down the mannequins to suction someone's stomach or to deliver medications. So we have some great mannequins to work with, and gurneys and all sorts of different types of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
If you look on this back wall, our paramedic class, they are working in groups. So our Medic 1 group, for example, they have all of their equipment that they would be working with on the ambulance on this cart.
Perfect.
And so when we run scenarios, you know, if they needed to pull their medical box or their drug box or suction, they have their equipment that they're going to be working with in the field right here, and then we pull that and they run their scenario.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they can really get into the habit of how things are going to work for them out in the real world. And here at Cochise, we're very fortunate to be able to offer all of these types of supplies for students to learn with.
That's great. So they know exactly what they need to use when they're out in the real world.
Right. And I want to show you guys our ambulance, so let's move outside.
Yay!
Hi guys, here we are in our ambulance, and this is another great feature that Cochise College has to offer students as part of your training. So not only do you learn scene safety and operations and how to work with your team out on a call, but we're going to run scenarios that are similar to a real call, where you're going to go off campus and transport a victim over to the college, and we're going to run through whole scenarios and have you prepared. So this ambulance is a great feature for students in their learning experience.
And we're off to the races.